Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, FPL Consult here, and today we're going to take a look at my Gameweek 13 transfer plan. So this is still quite early into the international break, but I just wanted to show you guys what I'm thinking about with my team going into Gameweek 13 and also plan a little bit ahead into the future game weeks as well. So if you guys do enjoy this video, please give it a like and also subscribe as well if you are new around here. Just before we go into the video, I wanted to shout out the signage above me here that I'm doing a little charity drive. So usually on the channel, if you've been following the past few seasons, I usually like to do a charity drive during the Christmas period. So I thought now that it's the international break in Game Week 13, maybe we can start it a little bit earlier. So basically I will be donating 20 pence per new subscriber from now till Christmas. So basically all you have to do is subscribe if you aren't already. If you've been watching my content all this while and you haven't subscribed, or if you're new around here, you just have to click that button and I will be donating more money to charity as well. Just to touch on the charity that I'm donating to, I've decided to donate to UNICEF. Now the reason for this is because there's loads of conflicts going on in the world right now. Of course, political tensions, etc., and there are a lot of people that are in need of help. So I wanted to donate to a charity that is directly impacting and helping all these people in need. And UNICEF is one of those charities that are directly providing humanitarian aid, especially to children as well. So I really like the work that they're doing, and that's why I've chosen UNICEF to be the charity of choice. So if you guys do want to support this cause, all you have to do is subscribe. Right? So let's get on with the video. And touching on my Game Week 13 team, or at least just speaking about the Game Week 12 results very quickly, I'll go through my scores in the team selection from Game Week 13 later on in the Game Week 13 deadline. But touching on my Game Week 12 performance, it was pretty alright. I think I jumped rank for about 500k places, so I was 1.2 million and I'm now at 700k. So I'm very pleased with the Game Week 12 performance. As you guys can see, the players on the screen right now are the players that I had for Game Week 12 and they did pretty well. Most of them returned except for Livramento. So Livramento is the one that I'm quite disappointed about, but I will touch on him more as we discuss the players for Game Week 13. But aside from that, I think the score was pretty alright. I got 83 points for Game Week 12. So I'm pleased with the green arrow and hopefully we can keep that momentum up. So going into Game Week 13, currently I have 0.3 million in the bank and I have one free transfer. So I ideally would have wanted to be in a spot where I had two free transfers because now it's the international break. Ideally, I would want two free transfers and some money in the bank so that I can move around some changes and make two free transfers if I need to. But I think because I'm in a situation now where I brought Livramento in for Dan Burn last week, I only have one free transfer now. So I will have to use this one free transfer very wisely. And looking at my team right now, if I can roll the transfer for Game Week 13, I will want to roll the transfer so that I can set up for my future plans, which I will show you guys later on in the tinkering section. So for Game Week 13, this is how I'm currently lined up. I have Areola in goal who plays Burnley away. It is quite concerning that Areola isn't keeping as many clean sheets against easier opposition. So I think there is some cause to be concerned about whether we should remove Areola and bring in another keeper with better fixtures. So the one that's on my mind is actually Flecken from Brentford. Their fixtures start to turn really good from Game Week 14 onward. So that's one of the possible considerations. But looking at my future plans, I think I may have to stick with Areola for the time being because I will want to use my transfers elsewhere. So it's not amazing that I have Areola in my team. Ideally, I would want someone else. But arguably, this is one of the better fixtures for him in Game Week 13, Burnley away. So hopefully, he can keep a clean sheet there. In defense, I have Gehi, Livramento, and Matty Cash. So a lot of the struggles in Game Week 13 are around defenders and how poor their fixtures are. A lot of the big teams play each other, namely Liverpool and Man City, right? So Tottenham will also be playing Aston Villa. So most of the players that we have in defense would not have great fixtures. So touching on some of the fixtures that I have for my defenders is Matty Cash, who plays Tottenham away. Livramento has Chelsea at home. So those are not great fixtures at all. The only one that I'm pretty confident of is actually Gehi, who plays Luton away. Luton are not super good at scoring goals, but at home, Luton are a pretty good side. So there's every chance Gehi could concede as well. But I would take that fixture on paper any day for Gehi. So Focusing on Livramento and Medicash, I know it's not great that they have poor fixtures, but I think it's just the way it is for Game Week 13 that a lot of our defenders will have tough fixtures. So I'm going to accept that that's the case. I'm not going to worry too much about it. And from Game Week 14, these two players actually do have good fixtures, Livramento and Medicash. So I will be looking to play them. Simicas is on the bench for me, Man City away. I will probably leave him on the bench. Unfortunately, I did not play him for his 15-pointer in Game Week 12 because I wasn't confident that he would start. But against Man City, I think it's a much easier benching now. So he's second on the bench. And last on the bench is my fifth defender, Taylor, who I think I probably would not need if my three defenders right now play. So touching on Livramento specifically, he did not start in Game Week 12. He came on at halftime for Lewis Hall. So based off of that assessment, I think you could see it as a move that I should not have made, and Livramento could have been a transfer that was a mistake. So I do appreciate that. But for Game Week 13 specifically, Lewis Hall is not able to play against Chelsea because Chelsea is his parent club. So Livramento will definitely get a run in and will start the game. And if he starts at left back, that's not ideal. I would have hoped that Trippier would be playing left back and Livramento would be playing right back. So we'll see what happens there. I don't really have a choice. I would probably just start Livramento. I don't think I'll be selling him now that I've just brought him in. There's also a slight chance that he could play right wing because Almiron picked up an injury in the Game Week 12 game. So if that happens, then of course Livramento will be a very, very good differential if he's playing right mid for Newcastle. Right, so those are my defenders. In midfield, I have Jared Bowen, Mo Salah, Heung-min Son, Adingra, and Saka. So touching on these players in general, I think this midfield would start to change a bit. The template is going to shift a little from Game Week 14 onwards. So some players that I'm thinking of getting rid of are Son and Adingra. For the time being, Saka's numbers are not great, but I think because the fixtures look pretty good, he's still the first choice penalty taker, you would assume. So I don't have any plans to sell Saka, neither do I have plans to sell Salah and Bowen. I'll be crazy to sell either of them. So Son and Adingra are the ones that I'm likely to sell moving forward. Son, I think his output will start to drop off because Maddison is now out of the side for quite a while. Tottenham are also in quite a tough spot in recent weeks where they've picked up tough results. They were winning against Wolves and then in injury time they lost 2-1. So I think their performance will start to drop off. Injuries and suspensions to players will also affect their performance. So I think it is worth considering that maybe it's time to sell Son. So I will show you guys my plans moving forward into Game Week 14 and 15 onwards, what selling Son will allow me to do. But for the time being in Game Week 13, I don't think I have any immediate plans to sell him now because Aston Villa at home, playing at home, I think it's an alright fixture for him. I will start to get rid of him from Game Week 14 onwards so that it will free up some funds. Now, Adingra has Nottingham Forest away. You could argue that Adingra playing Nottingham Forest away would be quite a tough fixture as compared to Archer, who's first on my bench, who plays at home against Bournemouth. So I think I do have a decision to make here, whether I want to play Adingra or start Archer instead. I think Archer is someone that could get returns against Bournemouth at Bramall Lane. Right, so those are what's on my mind right now. As for the midfielders, up front I have Erling Haaland and Ollie Watkins. I don't have any plans to sell them as of yet. I think Erling Haaland is definitely a keep, but Ollie Watkins is someone that I guess we can start to consider whether we want to sell them. But something to consider is your Game Week 18 team. Now, if you're able to hold Matty Cash and Ollie Watkins all the way until Game Week 18, they will have a plump fixture there when other teams don't have as good fixtures then. So if you move forward into Game Week 18, you will realize that a lot of the bigger teams are playing each other. Arsenal will be playing Liverpool, etc. So our teams will look quite bad for Game Week 18, and unless you plan to free hit then, I think keeping Ollie Watkins and Matty Cash until then could be a play that you may want to consider. I haven't firmed up my plans on Ollie Watkins yet. I may sell him moving forward, but at least for the time being, for Game Week 13, I don't intend to sell them. So this is my team for Game Week 13. I've just left to decide whether I want to bench Adingra or Archer. For now, I have Adingra in the team. Captaincy wise, I haven't put it up on the screen right now, but I have it on Erling Haaland for the time being. Let's see how I feel going forward into the Game Week 13 deadline. But at least for now, this is how the team looks like. I will look to roll the free transfer, and moving forward into Game Week 14, let's show you guys what I plan to do with my team when I have 2 free transfers then. So this is my team for Game Week 13 on the Fantasy Football Hub Transfer Planner. It's exactly as shown in the graphic just now. So for Game Week 13, if I'm able to roll the transfer, I will want to roll the transfer. So going into Game Week 14, if I have 2 free transfers, I'll have 0.3 million in the bank, and these are the moves that I intend to make. So Son will have Man City away, Adingra will have Chelsea away. So the first move is probably to sell Son, and the player that I definitely want to bring in is Mbeumo. So whether I sell Son to bring him in or not, right, is another question. I could find other ways to get Mbeumo, but Mbeumo will definitely come into the team, and for now I'm keen on selling Son. So Son out for Mbeumo, and then this would leave loads of money for me in the bank. I have 3 million in the bank now. I can consider saving that one free transfer, that extra free transfer that I have, and roll it into Game Week 15, and instead of playing Adingra against Chelsea, I can play Archer, who has Burnley away, which is not a bad fixture at all. Now, assuming I want to use that second free transfer, I can leave Archer on the bench, and instead of having Adingra play Chelsea, I can sell him for Cole Palmer. So Palmer is definitely a player that moving forward I think I will want. I like the positions he's taking up, and I understand that people are saying he is a penalty merchant, but his numbers, his non-penalty expected goals is pretty decent for the price that he's at as well. 5.2 million, playing for Chelsea with great fixtures moving forward from Game Week 16 onwards. Even from, to be fair, from Game Week 14 onwards, I think he could be a great asset to have, because Brighton and Manchester United are not strong defenses at all. Right, so if I do sell Adingra, I bring in Palmer instead, I will have this midfield 5 of Mbeumo, Salah, Bowen, Saka and Palmer, which is a midfield 5 that I think the template will start to shift to, and with these two free transfers, I'll be able to get to it quite quickly. So for now, this is the plan. So going back to Game Week 13, as I've shown in Game Week 14, I have plans to use those 2 free transfers if needed, so I will hope to roll the transfer into Game Week 13, and I'll likely go into Game Week 13 with this team. Haaland for now has the armband. So let me know what you guys think, what moves and what players I'm missing out on, and what you guys are doing for your own teams for Game Week 13 as well. Let me know down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and also subscribe as well if you're new around here. Of course, once again, just shouting out the charity drive that we're doing. So if you are able to subscribe, then I will be donating more money to charity as well. So all for a good cause. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this video, and I'll catch you guys in more Game Week 13 content very soon. Bye bye.